What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, in Psychologically Gaming, we are going to be discussing what your favorite video game says about you. I've picked a handful of games, and we're going to discuss them. Just as a little bit of a disclaimer before we get into today's video, while yes, I have a degree in psychology, this is meant for entertainment purposes only. But on the same token of it being for entertainment purposes, I really want to dive into what the mental illnesses are that are associated with these games so we get a better real-world understanding of them, you know, while also trying to make it into a skit. So let's go! Oh, you like Dream Daddy. Well, you got daddy issues. You like Dark Souls? Well, you're a masochist. Where did I put my... Oh, here they are. You like Returnal? You have memory loss. Don't leave me. Oh, you like Little Nightmares? Well, you have abandonment issues. Oh, you like Uncharted? I see. Well, God Complex. I spat that rather fast at you guys. So there's a lot that we can dive into regarding each of these games. There is a thing called an Oedipus complex and an Electra complex. The Oedipus complex is where the son falls deeply in love with the mother, and the Electra complex is where the daughter falls deeply in love with the father, and there isn't that healthy breaking up of the relationship of where the mother is the mother and the father is the father. There's kind of this jealousy that goes on psychologically in both ends of where if it's not taken care of, it could turn into both of these things. So the Oedipus complex, whenever, and you can see this in Hamlet actually, of where the son wants to be with the mother, has a romantic attraction to the mother. Same goes with the daughter with the Electra complex. Now, if we're looking at daddy issues from more of an Electra complex standpoint, then yes, there has to be that kind of healthy psychological balance of where the brain has to realize that this is my protector, not a romantic relationship. Now, in Neo-Freudian psychology, as Carl Jung proposed, there is this psychosexual competition with the mother that a young girl will experience in her lifetime for the attention of the father. Now, this complex for the Electra complex, which is where we get daddy issues from, is where the phallic stages between ages 3 to 6. This leads into me saying that women and men who are fixated in the Electra and Oedipal stages of their psychosexual development might be considered father fixated or mother fixated. So there's different things that go into this that create both mommy and daddy issues, so to speak. But that's really where a lot of those stem from. Now, I always joke around about the fact that I am a masochist whenever it comes to Dark Souls because I just love dying over and over and over again. I take it as a joke, really. But the true meaning of masochism is the tendency to derive pleasure from one's own pain or humiliation. There's extreme versions and there's very minimal versions. But yeah, there's not that much to go into. I wouldn't necessarily classify masochism as a mental disorder either, unless you take it too far. So memory loss, Returnal. This is interesting because it's like, I was thinking of what games to put on this list, and I was like, oh wow, she really forgets a lot. She really does forget a lot, but then she'll gain her memory back, sort of like an amnesia kind of thing of where, you know, that even reminds me of the game Amnesia, where you have certain qualities that will stick with the brain, but overall in Returnal, her memory is, you know, it's fakakta. It's absolutely, it's just gone. Memory loss stems from very real things: stress, fatigue, medical side effects. We see a lot, actually most of the game is based off of the stress, the anxiety, PTSD. We see that Celine uses a lot of medication to cope with her daily life. Lack of sleep is another one. So there are a lot of things that coincide with memory loss. Lack of sleep, I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever you pull all-nighters or whenever you don't get enough sleep, your neurons will actually start to eat one another. I don't know if you guys knew that. It was news to me a few years ago when I was studying psychology, of where you actually have like neuron bundles that if you don't get the right nutrition that you need to survive, they will start to eat one another. Get more sleep. Abandonment issues, Little Nightmares. So, abandonment issues, Little Nightmares 2. You know what? This is spoiler alert. Just spoiler alert. If you guys have played Little Nightmares 2, you guys know the ending I'm talking about. That game is riddled with abandonment issues. Now, abandonment issues is basically like is an informal term that describes a strong fear of losing loved ones or them leaving a relationship. It's due to trauma. I believe that Six's trauma has allowed her to be the one that causes the abandonment issues in Mono. And it's kind of this thing of where she experiences abandonment very early on in the first game, and then Mono experiences abandonment later on at the end of the game. So you see that this kind of circle thing of one can't prevent the other. What came first, the chicken or the egg type deal? So we see abandonment in one person, and then they carry it forward to give to the next person, which really sad if you think about it. You got a God complex. You must love Uncharted, right? He has a God complex. I don't care what anyone else tries to tell me. This dude has a God complex. He does not think he can die. He does not think he can go kaplooey. He does not think he can do any sort of wrong whatsoever. We see this probably by the third game. He really comes out, like the God complex comes out strong in this one. I think he gets it from his brother. His brother, oh my God, that is another story entirely. His brother has such a God complex. Oh my God, he thinks that he is the hottest shit ever. There is so much in that game that I just want to unravel. I literally could do an entire series about the psychology of the Uncharted games. My goodness. And you see, the thing is a God complex is a psychological term for the conviction that one is superior, infallible, and can achieve anything one wants. You ever heard the term putting your mind to something and that you can achieve it? Yeah, when you have a God complex, you take that to the extreme. A person with a God complex can have inflated feelings about their ability, about oneself, about their ability, about privilege or influence, and may refuse to admit errors or failures. This is also, it also can be coupled with a narcissism disorder as well. So whenever you see a God complex, odds are the person might also be a narcissist. All of these disorders, all of these mental attributes that one is born with, it doesn't define the person. It doesn't make them who they are. Oh, you're not just a narcissist, or you're not just a person with, masochism. You're not just a person who has daddy issues. You are a human being. And you happen to be a human being that has gone through horrible trauma if you suffer from these things. And I don't want anyone to take this kind of stuff lightly, because this stuff is very complex. The brain is a very intricate web. It's a very intricate puzzle that we still have yet to solve a lot of it. But you guys, that was today's Psychologically Gaming episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually dirty, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.